All right, hello. This is Elaine with Sweet Stampin'. Welcome this Tuesday, July 15th. Thanks for joining me today. I'm really excited to show you some fun cards with the Kintsugi Inspirations Suite and talk a little bit about the story of Kintsugi. But first, I wanted to talk about Stampin' Up! News. So the online exclusives are live right now, and we have 2 kits. I'm going to show you the kits. I finally got them and had a chance to play with them. So I just wanted to show you what they create and some different things that I did with the kits, as well as start off by reviewing from last week, the Notes and Totes bundle, which is really fun. Hi, Carrie. And also the raffle prize, which is one of the cards that I made last week. So let's go to the raffle and let's also get the cards. And you're gonna have a choice of 2 different cards, whoever wins the raffle. So let's show you the 2 different cards here. So it's the Let's Celebrate You beach card, or they're both beach cards, I guess, or the beach card with the fence. So both super cute. So let's go to the spinny wheel and let's spin away here. So fun. And let's see who we have. It looks like we have Margaret. So Margaret, congratulations. Let me know which card you would like. Would you like the top card or the bottom card? And I guess I should switch views to show you top card, bottom card. All right. So just hopefully you'll watch the replay and let me know. So the review on Notes and Totes. I also took some time and finished creating this card, which opens up and has the little shopping bag. And I even lined the shopping bag because I didn't want to see the other side of this double-sided DSP. So this is has both sides on there. So that was a little bit of work, and it does add kind of double the thickness, but I think it's really fun. And so here's the other one that I did show, and I did also finish that one with a bag that opens up. So really fun to make these cards. And then just a regular bag. Not really regular, huh? They're so cute. And this was one of the swaps that I got from the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip. Super cute. And then here's my beach card that I made, and I posted on my Facebook page and website, so you can check that out as well. And then this card I'm going to post as well, because this is a fun one. So a center easel card. So super fun bundle. If you weren't able to catch the live from last week, you can watch the replay on Facebook or YouTube. And again, Margaret, you have your choice of A or B from the Notes and Totes. So let me write your name down so that I remember, Margaret. And now we move to Kintsugi. So Kintsugi is a Japanese, whoops, there are all the supplies, is a Japanese form of art where they take broken pottery and porcelain and they use gold to fix it, and they make it even more beautiful than before, I think. And so this whole suite was inspired by this Kintsugi. So you can see that there's a vase and a cup, and it has a die to cut out the little cracks and an embossing folder to mimic the cracks, as well as some pressed flower dies. So it's a really cool suite, and it talks about it more in the catalog here, as well as some tips on embossing. I'm going to show you some of this, or coloring on it with blends, which is cool as well. So I like how the catalog is showing, you know, how to use things as well. I think that's nice to have. Okay, so we have the, oh, I totally jumped the gun. And good thing I put this right here so I remember. Hey, Janet, Karen, thanks for joining. Louise, Pam, Joan, thank you guys for being here. Make sure I didn't forget anybody. The card kits. Okay, so this is definitely a favorite. This is the Birthday Fancy Kit. And it's kind of a create your own adventure, but it does have 3 card instructions that you can do. So 1, 2, and 3. And then there are a bunch of other cards on the front that you can copy as well. So I ended up making 14 cards. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So a couple more, but I, of course, cut all of the cards in half. So I have a lot more cards that I can make here. And I still have a lot of leftover elements from the kit. Some labels and this little banner here that can be used. The envelopes are super cute. They have these little gold speckled dots, and I love the stamp set. I love birthday stamp sets, and I love the sayings like happiest birthday, sending you happy birthday wishes, sweetest birthday wishes, wishing you another year as sweet as you. Those are awesome sentiments to use for birthday cards and not just this kit. So here are the cards I made. So this is a different card. So the regular cards I think are on the bottom. So we'll get to those. And let me hold this up a little bit more. So we've got this card right here with some of the elements a little bit simpler. And I thought it would be fun. I might go back and add some embellishments as well. This is another one that I came up with, and another one that I came up with, and another one of mine. And I think this is from the front of the card kit, some right there. Okay, and then so is this one. But aren't these super, super cute? Like, just adorable. So these are all ones that the card kit suggests. This one, I didn't put the sentiment on because I'm still trying to decide what sentiment I want. I think I might do this happiest birthday, but I don't like how it covers up all the cute strawberries. So hard decisions. Okay, so this one, I changed it a little bit. This one I changed a little bit, of course. And then we have this one. Aren't these just adorable? They're so cute, and I'm so excited to use them and to give them away. I like to give them away as well. And this one is really sweet, really simple, but really sweet. So you can get a lot. And if you divide up, like I used a lot of elements on each card, so you could parcel them out a little bit more loosely. What's the word I'm looking for? Parcel them out a little bit more and get even more cards and elements. I just ran out of cakes. So I would have kept going. So cool. Love this kit. Love, 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 love. I'm probably gonna want to make another one. Okay, and then the next one is Sweet and Spooky, and this is not a stamping kit. These are boxes. They're pretty big. They're about, let's see here, 2.5 wide, and I'm gonna say 2.5. Yep. So they're 2.5 inches all around, and super cute. I mixed it up a tiny bit. I mixed up some of these a tiny bit, but for the most part, they're similar, and I moved the bat. So you can just make it your own. And I love this little ghost coming out of the window. I thought that was funny. And these boxes are great because they are easy to open. So there's a clip up here. The bag is not tied closed or anything. This clip is super small though, so it's a little bit stubborn. So there's the little tag. I took the clip off, and then ta-da, your box is ready to fill. So since it's such a big box, I would put some shred in it, some shredded stuff, and then put some candy in there. Otherwise, this is a lot of candy to put in there. But just adorable boxes, and then you can just, so the piece I tied is on there, and then the paper clips are kind of small, so gotta work with them a little bit, but really, really cute. And I love making these and taking these to the dentist office and giving treats to all the staff that works at the dentist office, right? Yeah, it's like a milk carton box. Yes. So super fun. It comes with these fun stars. I really love the stars as embellishments, and then little sticks and the eek for the ghost to hold. There's the paper clips, and then everything is pretty much ready. I put the tear and tape on, so you would just, let's go ahead and make one. It's really easy. You just put the tear and tape on, and I like to fold it together flat. Put it together flat, because then you know it's going to be like a perfect box. Okay, and I should have folded on these before I put that together. You want to fold on all your score lines first. And then for the bottom, you're just going to tuck in the two flaps, and then I put tear and tape here and here. So let me go ahead and do that really quick. The tear and tape is great for putting these types of boxes together. So just on each end of the larger flap. So let's do this flap too. And that's it. And then you just put it together. So really easy to put together. Not a lot of brain damage, or as we like to call it, Dane bramage, to put these together. And then you just fold that, and voila, you have your haunted house. And then you can just kind of fold that in to get the sides, but I should have folded before, so I could have gotten better fold lines here. So unfortunately, I have to kind of work with it. That one worked perfectly. Okay, there we go. And then you just put your little tag together and clip it on. So super easy, super cute, super fun. It makes a lot. Let's see, how many does it say that it makes? Because usually it does tell us on here. And there's instructions, of course. Which way do I read this? For one kit, it says, thanks. Okay, so it looks like it is 6 times 3. So like 8, is that right? No, 5 times 3. So 15. Just look at the front, Elaine. But super, super cute. Yes. Ooh, yes. These would be good to put in a box to ship off to loved ones in the military. That's what I'm guessing a military deployment box is. I don't know. But that's my guess. But yes, that would be great. Okay, so those are the 2 kits. Now we can do Kintsugi. So Kintsugi. So here's our suite here. And then we got our flower embellishments. And these are out of stock, but they're coming back on July 21st. I looked it up and wrote it down. But this is back in stock now. The dies were out of stock for a while. And then the paper I wanted to show you in the full 12 by 12 because it's so pretty. So let me try to pull this up. It's I've obviously been using it, but this is a really fun, I wanted to show you this page because it has all the vases and cups and flowers that you can cut out. So there's the vase, there's the cup, and there's the flower. So I'm going to show you how I used some of these in some of the cards. So cool. And then one side has this beautiful gold and the other side has a nice design. So nice design, and then, ooh, look at that. And then the gold. And then let's see which side I opened this on. Let's take a look at the other ones. So there's the gold. super pretty. And this kind of reminds me of the Japanese art piece that has that wave in it, this design. And then here is, I think, what you could call the Kintsugi piece. It's got all these different pieces with the gold. Just beautiful. Another pattern. And then I love this one with the flowers. Super pretty. And then that one's really pretty too. They're all just gorgeous. This is just gorgeous paper. Really, really pretty. So I have been trying to use all the different pieces so I can share it with you. And let me show you some of the cards that I already made. So put these away. And I did this one with the paper and then used the stylish shapes dies to cut the circle out, and then this is cut out from the paper as well. So the only thing I stamped was the little sentiment there. That's it. But really pretty. Ooh, it's crooked. Let's see if I can straighten it. Straighten. And I feel like I need to zoom in a little bit. Let's see if I can do it. Oh yeah. Okay, there we go. And then this one is kind of a fun fold here. So you open it up and then you can open it up again. And I love cherry blossoms. I know they're not blue, but I stamped some cherry blossoms on there. And just really nice sentiments. You inspire me. I'm here for you. There's beauty in your history. And then here I embossed, and then this one I stamped and embossed the Kintsugi part on the cup there. So this one, these two are actually stamped, and then this is from the paper, and so are these. And then that, cut out from the paper. So there's 3 cards that I made, and then I've been wanting to make one of these cards for a while, and I went a little bit crazy. But it turned out really nice. So I did a trifold trifold arch card, triple arch, trifold arch, yeah. And used the, let's see, the textured notes dies to create the 3 little panels here, and used some of the paper and then stamping and embossing and then embossing, and then some of the dies with the flowers. And I made it so that you can open it any way you want. So you can open it that way, or you could open it, whoops, forgot to add the elements to that one. Or you could open it this way, or you could open it, so it just, there's no like front and back. It's just, where did my pieces go for this? Obviously I didn't stick them down. So maybe we'll finish this one. Yeah, what do you think? Okay, we'll put that one up there and we'll come back to that one. Whoopsie. Okay, so one of the cool things is this embossing folder and our 2-tone cardstock. So let's see here, this one. And the 2-tone cardstock has a dark side and a light side, kind of like the Force, if you're a Star Wars fan. And we're just going to emboss this with our, oh, I forgot the right platform. So I need to go grab the correct platform. I do have the correct plate. So there's the plate that's gonna go on top. Sorry, I gotta get the correct platform because it's a different platform, because I still like using the magnetic platform for my dies. And here we go. Sorry about that. Okay. Yes. Okay, cool. So you put that in there. Obviously, I've kind of torn it in half. You offset these so that the machine can bite it. lot better, more easily. And there we go. Now we can put this down. And I have this little sanding block from so long ago when we did have paper with a white core. I can't remember if it was two-tone. I think it just had a white core. I don't think it was two-tone. So this is the dark side. We're going with the dark side. And this is my little sanding block from many years ago. And we're just gonna sand this. And it's really cool because then you see the design and the pattern start to come out of the paper. Yeah? So cool. And you can, you know, go as deep as you want or as light as you want. Really, really, really cool. Okay. And so I have this card right here that I wanted to put together doing it. I tore it this way and then I added some of the DSP. I have a stylish circle here, stylish shapes. And this one I'm gonna do flat. I don't normally do it flat, but I am gonna do this one flat because I'm gonna pop these up and then we're gonna add sentiment to these. Yeah, the sanding block is really nice. So I don't know where they found that or where they have that anymore. I'm sure it's somewhere. And then let's see. Ooh, I kind of want it to go up here. Okay. And then this piece, I'll just add a tiny bit of adhesive on here. And then that kind of matches the color here and that matches the color here. And then we can grab, I cut out a whole bunch of these flowers and cups and vases. So if we wanted to, we could grab a flower. I think the flower would look nice, so we'll do that. But I'm going to chop off the bottom of the flower so I can stick it in there a little bit more easily. And I'm gonna leave the leaves coming up. Whoops, take the backing off. Do you find little backings of dimensionals everywhere in your house and on your body and clothing? Kind of reminds me of like cat hair. It's just everywhere. So it's fun to cut a bunch of these out and then you can just quickly make cards. And so now we're gonna take one of these. Didn't really have a lot of space for this. I don't know if I want to put it on top or down here. I don't know where I want to put this. I feel like I need to move this whole thing down. But we're gonna do Lost Lagoon. And let's say, what are we gonna say? You inspire me. And then we'll make it short. I didn't really leave a lot of room. Okay, I'm gonna fix this. I think I know what I wanna do. I wanna make a bigger, cut out the bigger circle. And then I think there's gonna be more room for everything, including the sentiment. Okay, so I'll fix that one. Okay, so now this one I wanted to put on this with this paper. So here's some basic beige, got basic beige going on. And I'm gonna trim it down a little bit because I don't quite need 4 inches. I'm gonna do 2. So I can use that for another card. And then I think I am gonna cut it down to like 5 1/4. So that means I gotta cut this other one a little bit too. Let's see if I cut them okay. Need a little bit more cut, just a tiny bit. And yes, I pre-cut a lot, and then I can just boom, 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 add them to cards, and it's helpful. So I got an Extendo Presto Magico, that, and that looks good. So we'll put this on the right side here. And then this will go on the left. And I like the idea of the torn paper. To me, it kind of goes with the whole idea of kintsugi. Sometimes in life we feel torn up, beat down, worn out, ugly, but we can turn that in our lives into something beautiful. Just like you can turn these broken vases into this beautiful kintsugi. And that's why I like this whole idea of kintsugi, and especially making cards that I already know who I'm giving this card to. A lady in my church gave a talk last Sunday, and she happened to mention this kintsugi, but she forgot the name of it, and it had been in my mind, and so I just, in the middle of church, yelled out kintsugi, and she was like, yeah, kintsugi. So I made that card for her, and it's just I think a beautiful, sweet, it's different. Yes, it has flowers in it, but it's different to express our love and care for each other, and the whole idea that even though we're all broken in some way and going through difficulties, will be even more beautiful coming through the trail, after we come through the trail. Hopefully that's making sense. Okay, so anyway, so this one. And then I wanted to cut out another piece for this. I don't know if the pink goes with it. Okay, I'm still deciding on that one. This is like a little bit of my designing process. I kind of hold off on some things. Okay, so this one is another one, and I've got the petal pink here, but I think I might actually use some of the paper. I've embossed the arches dies, and those are out of stock again. They're super popular, and I want to use some of the pink paper. So let's see what I already have cut out here that has the petal pink on it. So this is all the blue. This is not big enough, but could be, ooh, okay, I changed my mind. I want to use that. That is super pretty. There's the pink. So I might use that pink, but I like this a lot. So let's cut this down to 5 1/4. And I'm gonna do something a little tricky, since you're not gonna see pretty much the middle of the card. So this is gonna go like all the way to the edges. So I'm gonna go 3/4 of the way. Here I'll start at 1. No, I'm gonna be conservative. I'll do 1 1/2, and then put this at 3/4 again. And I'll just go again to the 3/4. I'm gonna I'm gonna take the inside of the paper and use it for something else, because it's not gonna be seen here. And this is just kind of a really rough cut here. But with this pretty paper, sometimes you can use a die cut, or you can just, like I did, cut out the middle. You could do a die cut later. and that way you get more use out of your paper, because I'm just gonna lay that flat. I'm gonna lay that on there. Nobody's gonna know that I took that out, and then I can use this for another element. Like I could use it to cut out a vase. I think we should do that. We should cut out a vase and we should color it. And look at that, it just barely fits. Barely. Okay, so we'll cut that out in a bit. And let's go ahead and adhere this on. And there we go. Let's see. I'm having a lot of latency on YouTube, so let me know how things are going, if there are any technical issues happening. Let's see how we're doing on Facebook. It looks like we're okay on Facebook, right? Okay, so I'm going to put this one down flat as well. Lots of adhesive for pieces that have embossing on them. There we go. And then I think I want blue, something dark. And we can put that one on there. Dark, 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 darky, darky, dark. I think this one would be pretty to do because, you know, kind of matches. But let's see, would this like get lost in it? Probably would. Okay, so we will do one of these other Misty Moonlight pieces. We could do that one, or no, I like this one. I think this one's gonna be good. Okay, so let's cut out. We're gonna cut this piece out here, and we're gonna cut out a stylish shapes from that. So let's change out the platform here. Platform changeroo. Okay, so here we go. So vase for this. Okay, good. And then scoot, scoot. So vase there. And then we'll do circle here. Gotta grab the circles. I'm gonna do the largest circle. I like the largest circle. Okay. And then got our top plate. I'm gonna roll that through. Okay, and we'll have our pieces here. You'd think with this huge table I'd have enough room, but I just have lots of things on the table. Okay, so here's our vase and our wave. That looks super cool. And we're going to color the vase. And I'm gonna need like a little scrap piece because it likes to go behind. Scrap pieces are hiding. Okay, let's go ahead and use this one. And we'll use the light. And I'm just gonna come in here and color in some of these, between some of these gold pieces. So this is one thing that the catalog was showing. So I think it's pretty cool to do that because you can color it, obviously, whatever color you want. So we'll do that one, and then we'll do this one. So have any of you been using the Kintsugi Inspirations, or have tried it yet, or have it and haven't played with it yet? It's really, really cool. Okay. Oh, no. Pink, pink, and then this one will be blue. Misty Moonlight. Okay. And then we'll do light on this one. And, but maybe we'll do dark. The light isn't showing up. Isn't that cool? So cool. It does take a little bit of time, but I think it's going to turn out really cool. And then I think I'm going to do the top in blue, but I'm going to try some of the dark blue and just kind of see what that looks like. If it looks any different. Let's see. The blue tip on this isn't so great, but because we have a big area, I'm going to go ahead and use the brush. Yeah, it's a little bit different, but so cool. Okay, so here's our vase. I should have done it mostly pink because now it's not popping. And since I did that dark, maybe I should do all of these dark. Sorry, I'm gonna go back and color these dark as well. That one a little bit more. There we go. Now they look more uniform. Okay, cool. So cool. And then we need a cup. So let me just borrow one of these or take one of these cups from my cup collection here. We have our choices here, and we'll put that on flat. So many layers here. Huh, that's funny. This is the other side. I didn't realize that. We've got our waves going here. And then we'll put some dimensionals on these. 2, 3. Okay, thank you. And I think that can go right there. And then this one can go right here. Right there, I think is good. And then I think this might actually look good on the bottom here, maybe. And maybe I should do it in Misty Moonlight and then emboss it in gold. Embossing it in gold would look cool. But for now, I'm just gonna stamp it in Misty Moonlight. Let's put this one back so I don't lose it. So there is another smaller flower die and I can't find it. It jumped out of my hands and onto the floor and I have not seen it since. So I'm still looking for it. Okay, so let's do thanks. So just the thanks part. So I'm just gonna ink up thanks. Thanks. Okay, and then we'll add this. We could do a little sponge daubing around the edges to make this pop up, or better yet, I could cut this out in petal pink. So I might go cut this out in petal pink, and then you could do another flower here. I feel like this is just the layout. Or we could stamp the flower in blue. I wonder what that would look like. Pink and blue, or pink and blue, or just the blue. Let's try just the blue. Just the blue. The Misty Moonlight. Hi, Martha. Hi, Holly. Thanks for joining. And Janet, let's see. Yes, this is a great suite. So great. Just really enjoying it. Okay, and so then I will cut that out with the dies and plop the little flower in there, and it will look fantastic. Okay, so that one's kind of done. Okay, back to this one. So this, and then I have cut out some of these branches here, and I put adhesive on the back. I remembered the adhesive sheets because these are super thin, and it's just going to be way easier using the adhesive sheets. So I'm going to put that across my circle here, and then I've also got the gold on an adhesive sheet here. So I'm going to pull that off. It's going to be a little messy. All the little pieces coming off. And then one tiny little piece up here. I might have to poke that one out. Yeah. Right there. Yes, and where did it go? There it is. Sticking to everything. Ah, okay. Two things. Let's see. All right. Yes, the paper is so, so pretty. Okay, so let's take a look. How do we want the flowers to be? Like that, like that. Do I have another little gold piece somewhere so I can, I think like that. There we go. I think that looks nice. Okay, and then I could do another kind of branch up there to kind of fill in that space, and then cut, you know, a smaller bit, kind of like that, for the top here. So I could go like that. I think like this. Like that is better. Actually, I think that's good. And then I think I'm gonna cut out another gold piece right there. And I don't know if this really goes with this. Maybe this is better. This is better up here. Okay, I'm gonna think on that one a little bit. Okay, lots more to show. Okay, so for this card, I've got cloud cover base, and I want it to be the other way though. And then I've embossed petal pink, just plain petal pink. And I do have another arch, and I have cut out this vase, and then I've cut all these little pieces out with the gold, and then just stuck them all together on here. So I thought I would do like one more right there. Maybe I'll take this piece right there because I feel like it's a little bit incomplete and just needs a couple more pieces. I'm gonna turn on my fan because I'm super duper warm. And so let me know if the noise, if you can hear the noise and if it bothers you. And you might have noticed I got my hairs done today. I cut it and put it back to my dark color. So, but with all the lights on me, I'm finding that I'm really warm. Oh boy, this one is tricky. Maybe I should have peeled it before I cut it. Oh, I think I'm getting it. There we go. Tiny little piece. Okay, so we'll have that go up here. And then I can trim this off. Okay, and doesn't that look cool? So that's another way you could do it. I was also thinking it would be cool to stamp the vase first and then put those on. I thought that might look better. So I got a piece. Oh boy, that's tight. Probably not quite big enough, but we can just trim it a little bit. Okay, and then I have all of these pieces too that I want to stick on in the corner here. So we've got some different cherry blossoms. And then I can do this one again, like that. And these are this is the smaller one. And I think I'm gonna do am I doing the dark blue or am I staying with the pink? Let's see what it looks like. And this one I've embossed and cut out, so that one's done. And then this piece might go there, and I might add a little bit there, and then the vase. So let's cut out the vase. And what was the other thing I was gonna cut out? The flower. Okay, so I'm gonna scoot that over a little bit. And we're gonna cut these out. So we've got the vase and the flower. And then these little pieces are what I cut, the little veins or the branches from. So it's kind of fun that it could be either the veins or the branches. Scoot that over to please the magnets, and then top piece. Go. Put that back over there. Grab these two. That. Okay, so now we have our little flower piece for this card. Yay! And that's trash. And then this piece and that piece back on here. And here's our vase. So not the best cutting job, but it doesn't matter because I'm gonna cut it to be closer to the lines anyway. Okay. So now I can add some of this gold veining. So like we broke the porcelain. But this is just such a beautiful thing to not like discard the broken porcelain, but to take it and make it into beautiful art. Let's see, does it go this way? Does it go this? I guess it doesn't matter. You can have it go whatever way you want, and then you can like trim off any pieces that are sticking out. So I obviously cut a whole bunch of these, so I could just kind of create and not have to worry about cutting out more. So I think this one would look kind of cool over here. Okay, and then I feel like we need something down over here. So we'll do this one. Actually, nope, I'm gonna do this one that I already cut from before. Let's see. Yeah, I kind of like that. How do I make this look? Okay. Okay, that works. There we go. And then a little bit more. Okay, let's put this away. Maybe, like right there, a couple of them. Yeah, And then I'll just cut the excess, and then if there's enough, I can use it on something else. Hi, Gwen. Thanks for joining us. Okay, how do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? Like this, like this. No, I think these two are definitely the ones I want to put in. Okay, and go like that, that, and that. Okay, so now I'm just gonna trim off all the extras. So those can all go away, but then I'm gonna save this one over here because that one is still useful. And so this is where I grab my old dimensional sheet. I just put that on there. It's not really staying on there, but and that one's still good, so I can put that one on there. And that one's probably too small. But look how pretty it turns out. I mean, that's just gorgeous. It looks really cool. Yes, Gail. Everybody needs this. I mean, it's just so, when I first saw it, I was like, that's my first pick. I want that set. It's just gorgeous. I love the idea behind it, and I just love it. So this has been on my list to do for a while, so I'm very excited to have the chance to do it. So put this one on there too, and then we will get some dimensionals that I put somewhere. I see the mini dimensionals, but where did I put the other dimensionals? I know they're like right here in front of me somewhere. Nope. Oh, they're under the ink pad. That's what happened. Okay, so put them over there. And then this is kind of showing, so I'm gonna cut that a little bit more. Okay, so pretty. And then I think, I shouldn't have put this on. Yeah, I'm gonna stamp the sentiment on here. So I think I wanna use, I thought there was a long sentiment. Do I want thanks? Yeah, I think I'm gonna just do the thanks again. So I'm just gonna put these on where I want them, and then I'll put the thanks wherever I want it. Probably down here in the corner. I want to trim this a little bit more. Okay, there. The vase is so pretty, and then there's embossing. It looks super pretty with the embossing as well. So pretty. And then I forgot to, let's see, how does the pink look versus, oh, the blue is nice. Let's do the blue, because I actually put adhesive on the back, and the pink I did not. So we could do blue here and blue here. Yes, we'll do that. Let's just make things easier, I hope. Yay! It just peeled right off. Okay, and we'll just go how do I want to do it? I think like that. Yeah. So pretty. Okay. So now let's put this one like over here. Should I put it up here? Kind of have to fiddle around with it to see what you think looks best. I kind of think this does. There we go. Okay, so I think this is going to be flat on here and this is going to be flat, and I think I've changed my mind again, and I want to do Misty Moonlight, but I don't like the card folded this way, but I think the Misty Moonlight looks better than the cloud cover. So no, sorry, I just can't do it. Okay, let's do the thanks. Thanks. Stamp the thanks. Hopefully I stamp it well, because I've already basically put it together. Okie dokie. Probably should have done this before, but I'm just gonna put it right there. Yay! Okay, so this is gonna go down flat. And then I'm gonna put this on Misty Moonlight, and I think that'll look really cool. Okay, so there's another one. I'm gonna scooch all that to the side and see what I've got left here. So then I also embossed a piece of gold, and I think that looks really cool. And then I have a layer of Misty Moonlight here. And then I'm wondering if I should do it this way with the cloud cover. Just change it up here. And then I have cut a circle from one of the pieces that has the, could go like that and make it look like this vein is going through there. So I thought that looked cool. And then I have these vases that are already cut out, or I could do this with something. I could do that with the Misty Moonlight one, but I think I've used all of them, so. Is that too much gold? What do you think? Too much gold? Like, should I cut it out or something? So in the catalog, it shows how they cut out this piece and this piece and this piece and this piece, and then they put it on top of like one of the pieces of designer series paper. And that looks cool, but I don't know, just the gold is fantastic. But I'm gonna think about this a little bit more too. And then we have some of the two-tone cardstock in the petal pink as well that I thought was cool. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to emboss this with the petal pink, and then I'm gonna cut those out and put the veins on this. And then I can emboss another one and put the gold on that, and it'll have pink veins. Nah, that doesn't, maybe I'll think about it. But just so many possibilities. Like, you could also do this one, and then I could do something with these, and I still have some Misty Moonlight to do things with. Just so many possibilities. I just love it. Oh, and I don't forget the flowered accents. I'm gonna put a lot of these on every single one of them because they're so pretty. They're like really, really shiny. Like, here's where's the other gold one? There's a gold one, and you put these next to it and it's like, no, that's not gold, this is gold. Oh, okay, so don't cut it. You like the gold? Okay, that's good to know. So let's put some gold on. So let me bring this back down. And I think some gold on this one would be nice. go. And I'm gonna hold off on those two because I feel like I'm not quite finished with them. And then we'll do some more. This is gonna be a really, really thick card. So I'll probably hand give it to someone. And then one of the cards I made today will be the raffle for next week. I'll finish doing the rest of them. Yeah, I'm gonna put it there. So make sure you come back next week to see if you won the raffle, and as normal, you need to comment. Just say hi, where you're from. Your cards are spectacular. No. You can say whatever. Okay, lots of gold accents on this one. And then I'm gonna add obviously to this and probably put a sentiment here, maybe something there. Where'd that come from? Okay, so this I'm still working on. And then this one, now we have our blue flower, and I'm going to color it. I'm gonna use a little bit of the dark on the inside of the petals. And then this is, and then some of the light. And I think that'll look nice if we color the flower. It'll look a little bit different from then just leaving it. And then we'll add a dimensional or two, just one. And I'm gonna stick it way down in there. So I think I'm gonna cut off the bottom. I'm gonna kind of hide the leaves a little bit. Okay, thanks. And I don't know if I like the coloring. I feel like the blue isn't quite, the light blue isn't quite Misty Moonlight. It looks a little strange to me. So I'm gonna add more of the dark because I feel like that looks like Misty Moonlight. Maybe I need to check my other Misty Moonlight marker light to see if it looks better. Okay, that's okay. And then I think I'm gonna change this out. I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut it out of Petal Pink. So that's gonna go there. And then I need to cut a larger circle for this, and I think that will look better. And then this one, I need my Misty Moonlight base, and then I think I'm gonna add some of these guys to this one for sure. Do one here, and then we'll do some up here. So pretty. Okay, and then that will have a Misty Moonlight base, so it'll look like this, but I want it to go the other way. And then this one can be a card as well. So I'm gonna work on this one. Do you see what just happened there? It kind of mirrored itself a little bit, so that would be fun. And then I will put together this card, and we'll add the flower just doesn't seem to go in that base, but there was one that I did want. Do I do Old Olive on here? That does pop better than the beige would. Beige. Okay, we'll have to think about that. We've got the flowers, we've got the labels, and then I'm still figuring this one out too, aren't I? Yeah. Yeah. So, but super fun. What do you guys think? Really, really fun suite. Great meaning behind the suite, and so therefore great possibilities for really meaningful, making really meaningful cards from this suite, I think. And more, I have more gold, so much gold, but I think that looks really cool, stamping it first and then adding that. I wish I would have, I might take these off and stamp it real quick and then add this back again, and then do a circle there. So but I hope this was fun and informative and you enjoyed learning more about the Kintsugi Inspirations and the Inspiring Inspirations bundle. So here are the other cards that I made previously. So that one, instead of stamping the veins, so you can stamp the veins, I used it as the branches for the cherry blossoms. And got that one. And then for this one, I did the blue cherry blossoms, the Misty Moonlight. So that's fun. So I'm gonna finish these up and I will post them this week and next week so you can see them. I still have to post that last card, and I was using the Wow embossing powder, the new gold, and I do have to say wow, because the gold just really shines and looks beautiful. So because I was using my old super old from 3 or so years ago embossing powder, and it was just looking really dull. So oh, here's the other gold, yay. And so I decided to pull out the new gold embossing powder, and I'm really, really glad that I did. There, that looks nice. I like that. Okay, so lots of fun cards for me to finish putting together. And thank you guys again for joining me next week. Very exciting. I'm hoping to get my paper pumpkin in time to do the next paper pumpkin, which is focused on some sweet strawberries, which goes perfectly with sweet Stampin', of course. So thank you guys, and I will be back next week, hopefully with paper pumpkin. If not, I'm going to do the spooky or the coneflower. I have so many ideas. Can the sprigs be used as flowers or branches in the long vase? Yes, totally. Yes, I saw a card that did that and it looked beautiful. So you could put some of the sprigs in here and put the flowers coming out, and that would be super pretty to do that. So maybe that's what this card is gonna do. So I'll just put those right there. Perfect. All right, thank you guys. I hope you have a great week. We are almost through the middle of July, and 3 new kits are coming out in August. So stay tuned for those. And then I will have 2 more lives this month, paper pumpkin and another one. And I still have lots of bundles and different things to show you. I've had requests for the coneflower, so I will be doing the coneflower. I also will be doing the online exclusive Spooky Treats Suite. Yes, that one. And then I will also, let's see, Stampin' schedule, be doing the Extraordinary Flora bundle and the party dies. So I have a lot of things that I need to show you before the new mini catalog starts. And speaking of the new mini catalog, if you would like one, please, you can email me, you can text me, you can call me, you can write on here, I want a catalog. Or you can go to my website and fill out the form. That might be best, to go to the website and fill out my little form to say I want a catalog, or on your Stampin' Up account. If I'm your demonstrator, just opt in to email to whatever it is. Just opt into everything, Stampin' Rewards and the communications. Otherwise, it won't let me send you a catalog if you're not opted in. And I looked at my list of customers, and half of my customers that I know want catalogs are opted out. So I cannot send catalogs through Stampin' Up's catalog mailing program, which is going to be an issue for me this time because it's quite expensive even to send catalogs. So be patient with me with this catalog mailing. Just let me know you want a catalog and I will get you one. If you do not see a catalog by the end of August, just contact me and I will make sure you get one. Because this holiday mini is going to be spectacular and you will want a copy of the fun catalog. So thank you guys, and I will see you next week. Have a great week and have some time for some sweet stamping. It is fall and Christmas, the mini catalog. But again, I think they said again, there's no Halloween suite. So the online exclusive Halloween suite is the Halloween suite for this year. And it's really cute. You're gonna love it. So I can't wait to show you that as well. All right, thanks everybody. And you can always leave comments and questions here. I'll go back and answer them. You can contact me, email me, text me, call me, however you want to reach me. I would love to help out in any way that I can. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next week.